All right, excellent. We are live. All right, excellent. We are live. Welcome everybody to this awesome and very unique live that we're doing. This is, I think, the first time that we're doing something of this nature in this platform, and in this group. And so I just want to say hi, first of all, to everybody. This is me joining a FITBANKER Challenge team call. So I'm joining a team of other participants inside the FITBANKER Challenge who are taking on their transformation. And at the end, once a week, they have this call where they reconnect with each other. Host of coaching goes on, and they have just completed their day 90. And this is a team that has fully shared their transformation and their journey. And we are going to have a look at some of the amazing magic and results that they have caused. So we're going to be going through everyone's journey, listening into what's happened inside of their participation in the FITBANKER Challenge, and we'll be going through one by one. But firstly, I just wanted to welcome and acknowledge everyone here. We have Coach Rishi who's on, and his team, and this is a whole group of people that were inspired as well by an interview that we first streamed on Professional Asian with the amazing Anoli. So Anoli as well, lovely and welcome, and lovely to have you on here as well, to be able to see what's possible when you share, kicking off with, first of all, sharing your own journey, going through your own transformation, and bringing the authenticity, the vulnerability, and the generosity to share your journey of how you went from 75 kilos to losing 1/3 of your body down to 50 kg, and sharing that journey out there really inspires and empowers others. And today, Anoli, I want you to be acknowledged of what the domino effect is when we share a piece and a part of us. So those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we're going to be talking about a bit about the FITBANKER Challenge, what it entails, and give you a sense of what it's like being part of a team and what kind of people take part in this awesome, amazing journey. So, Rishi, is there anything you want to say, firstly, about your journey as a coach and what it's been like being with your team?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the first time I've had the opportunity, the blessing, I would say, the privilege of really working with a team inside the FITBANKER space as a coach. And so it's been an incredible experience. I'm really blessed by these amazing participants, from which we've got one person from the States, that's Jagruti, then two people from Canada, Meenal and Radha. Then we've got two people from the UK here. So we've got Money from Leicester, Darpan from Pinner, and then Miral, who's tuning in from India. So really had this amazing global team. And one of the things a lot of people think is that this can't be done remotely. But this team stands in the fact that wherever you are in the world, you can transform your own health and wellness. And these guys stood for that from day one. They were on top of it, and it was just a blessing to work with every single one of them as a coach in this space.
Amazing. So a really beautiful journey, what you've created. And this team is called the Soulful Warriors, and they've really caused an awesome journey. I just want to quickly share some of the results, and we're going to dig right in. So teammates, participants, I really want you all to share what your journey has been like, what life was like before you took on the FITBANKER Challenge. Share a bit about what it was like through the program, what you discovered, what you learned, and what's happened since, what's happened after. And it will really give a sense of, for others that are contemplating taking on the FITBANKER Challenge, to really discover what the FITBANKER Challenge is about, and they may hear themselves in you. Just bear with me as I seem to have a little glitch in this share.
So just as you're doing that, Ronnie, I'll just step in and just add as well that it's just been amazing for me as a coach, because I thought that being a coach would inhibit my own progress. But really what happened is these guys helped me to show the best version of myself, and they helped me to a higher standard. And that has just been, it's been epic. It's been awesome for me personally in my own health transformation, my own journey, to be surrounded by these amazing people. I feel like they coached me, in all honesty, and that's the way I showed up for them, and that's the way they occurred for me.
All right, amazing, amazing. It always is a team effort. We always pull each other, and one of the big things about FitBanker is community. At the end of every challenge, when we do our surveys, one of the highest things that people rave about is the presence of community and how they support each other. So that said, let's travel to the US. We got Meenal on. Meenal, where are you? Let's have you come and share your transformation. Tell us about what was life like before, what were you dealing with, and how has the transformation journey been since?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to correct you there. It's Canada, not the US.
Canada. Oops.
So, first and foremost, I want to thank Ronnie for having this program set up. It's been absolutely amazing. My journey started, first of all, just watching your dad transform his life. Anoli, amazing, and you often feel as you get older that your body cannot transform. And I thought, well, now in my 40s, this is just not going to happen. Just sort of be with it. I've got high blood pressure from a little bit of past experience, like high 200 over 95 is what I started off with a few years ago. I did change my lifestyle with food and having a personal trainer, thinking that's what I needed. But I think for me, most importantly, I needed some sort of mental internal shift. And that really has happened in the last 30 days for me, more so over than the 90 days. More over the 30 days was the biggest change for me, the last 30 days. Mental health was very important for me. And I can tell you, nothing has affected my triggers over the last 40 days. Absolutely nothing. I sleep well. My body's changing. I feel great. I feel powerful. I can pick up and do whatever I want. And I've been able to do this on my own without having the gym, without having a personal trainer. That I think has really impressed me. Wow. I didn't think I could do it on my own completely. So I don't need to go back to the gym. I don't need a personal trainer. I can do it on my own completely with how you've set up this program for us and the guidance and the support.
Amazing. Really awesome to hear you share that, and so grateful that you were able to discover that and cause that amazing transformation. So let's look back at your journey. We always say that the numbers and the weight is a byproduct of what we work on internally. And in 90 days, you've been able to drop, what has it been, about 7 kilos, close to 7 kilos reduction?
Yeah, definitely a lot more inches. I haven't measured, but I can tell with my clothes. So you had asked me on Friday night surgery, has anybody said to you look different? And because I'm always in a hoodie, I said no, and we're not going anywhere. But yesterday, after a bit of a rough week, I met up with a couple of my cousins, and I look different from when I did in 2018. My body is shrinking. I'm narrower, if that even makes sense. So I'm happy. I mean, this is great. And my blood pressure is down to 120 over 75.
Whoop, whoop.
So
That's
I
what we
can
love
start to get rid of those drugs. Yeah. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
but mental health was a big thing for me.
Say a bit more about that. What's been the big shift there?
So big shift, like I said, I wish I could pinpoint on one thing, but nothing has bothered me over the last 45 days. There's been no triggers. Like, these triggers were serious. I've Ativan in my bag that I have to carry consistently. I'm on antidepressants. I had a bit of a, I don't want to get too much into detail about my past, but I went through domestic violence, abuse, whatever you want to call it, through my marriage. And that really affected my mental health, my heart, my body. I carry my weight on my belly, my sleep, my relationships with the people around me. But I tell you, there's something in this 90 days, I have taken complete control over everything, and nothing has bothered me. Like that trigger in the last 60 days, there's been some shift. I wish I could pinpoint on it, but maybe it's I'm sleeping better. Maybe the walking 5 to 7K a day has become so mandatory in my brain that it just feels wrong if I haven't done it.
Amazing.
You know, it's there's just been a big change, and food was always a big thing for me, where I have got to figure out what it is that I can eat that doesn't bring me down.
Amazing.
And I think the only other person that had mentioned this on our very first call was Vijay, because I thought, I wonder if people understand that.
Yeah.
That food really affects your mental health.
Totally.
That was big for me, but I didn't realize what foods were good for me and sustainable. So,
awesome. Amazing, Meenal. Thank you so much for sharing. For anybody that is tuning in and you're watching this live right now, please do really comment below if you're inspired by some of these shares, or you relate to something that's being said, or give us some love and likes on the video as we're streaming live, and tag anyone that you think this would be relevant to. We have 7 people we're going to go over that are all sharing their journey, and they've caused some amazing results. And I'm really grateful, Meenal, that you joined this program. Meenal is somebody I know from my very young childhood. She was in my elder brother's class, and ex-Zambian, and probably haven't seen her in I don't know how many dozens of years, but we'll be definitely revealing our age. But so awesome to have had you taken this on, follow the journey, and be open to being inspired by another person. All right, that said,
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And so awesome, and looking forward to you continuing your journey.
Absolutely.
All right, up next, who do we have? Darpan Patel.
Hey guys.
Welcome. So
Okay.
Darpan, talk to me.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Look at that. First of all, what have you caused? You went from 85 kilos down to 70, 15 kilos in 90 days.
Yeah.
Where did you sell that?
You know what? I pick up a 15-kilo weight and I think, oh my God, did I walk around all day with this? Honestly, guys, try it. Whatever you've lost, doesn't matter how much or how little, pick it up and you'll realize the power of what you've just done. Yeah, Ronnie, it's been amazing. I mean, the pictures speak for themselves. I guess if I'm just going to give a brief history of time, you know, I was always
take us to look at your before photos, Darpan, and take me to there. Yeah. What was Darpan there dealing with? What was his life like? What were
very good point. Yeah, so I think all of us have been through the pandemic. The last year was okay. I have a young family. I kind of enjoyed my time with my children. I think this Christmas was tough, and I certainly put on more weight in the last probably 6 months. And actually, probably I went through my own stresses and strains over the last couple of months leading up to March. And I think you can see that on my face. So, and I kind of knew it. You know, I survived last year. It was great. It was like surviving my 30th, but 31 wasn't great. And this time around, I felt the same. You know, I just wasn't in this good place. By chance, my wife is on Facebook and I never am. She said, have you seen Anoli's video? And I said, no. I didn't actually watch the video. I saw a picture. And I know Anoli for the last 20 years. And I thought, look what she's done. And if she can do it, maybe I can do it. And then I spoke to Anand Kantaria. He's one of the participants, my best mate who knows me. And he just said, D, you'll love this. It's you. And I said, really?
Thank you, Anand.
Yeah. So I knew from day one that, you know, someone who knows me well enough to know that I love it. So I just said, if I'm going to do it, I do it 100%. Pay the money, you know, I did the masterclass and Ronnie, I signed up within minutes after seeing you and Ambi talking because I felt these guys are genuine, they know what they're doing. And followed the program by design. I just, I took the advice and ran with it. So I just followed the program. There were some challenging bits. I won't ruin it for everyone. There's some bits where twice I had to swear to myself when they told you what to do. And I was like, no way, you really want me to do this? And I'll tell you now, they're the things that I really enjoy. I won't spoil it, but I love doing these things every day now. So I think you guys may know what it means if you do the program, whoever's watching who hasn't done it. So the journey's been incredible. And yes, this is more than just physical. It's a holistic program. It's not just about your body, it's about your mind, your strength, your intellect, you're finding your spiritual purpose in life, you're reconnecting. I was very active in the Chinmay mission, and Anoli's there, Miral's there. And that really helped me to reconnect to that. The other aspect, I guess, so I've seen the physical transformation, guys. And for me, it was physical. I really felt I wanted to lose this, but I spent my whole life since a teenager working out and just never could do it. And actually, so the biggest thing I would say for me, in terms of how did I make the transformation, it wasn't the hard work or the discipline, and you've got to do that. It's the actual knowledge of nutrition. you know, what a vegetarian or a human being needs to have a normal, sensible diet. And then I had to apply the advice given as a vegetarian to see if it worked, and it worked honestly straight away. You know, I'm in my mid 40s. I honestly feel like what I felt like when I was 20. I don't believe right now that just because you're old, you can't do it. You do have to watch your body. You have to learn from it. I had a minor injury. I had a lot of love from the team when I went through that injury, kept pushing myself steadily. And yeah, just, I guess kind of before you realize it, you see the pictures and you think, wow, is that me? My wife can't believe it. And I think she jumped in on a call once with Ronnie, and I thought I was in trouble because she was trying to get hold of me. But she just said, Ronnie, thank you. You know, I've been at him for 10 years and look what he's doing now. He's a new person. So I have a lot to say, guys. I'd be happy to share. I know we got stuck with time, but I can't thank you guys enough. And Ronnie, like, you know, you're a role model. Everyone is. The team, honestly, I'm not just saying this. We have strong alpha female women really pushing it, and that's amazing. The guys, almost the opposite. We have a bond. All very sensitive people, souls. We all lost our fathers, and I think that's a special bond we have. And so this team, there's something about the way we just all resonate with each other. We can be very brutal and honest with each other, but it's been amazing. We've all just been there and done it, and you know, did what we had to. And it's not just physical. People had mental issues. People have all these other issues, and everyone was so supportive. So yeah, I think I was one of the first people to encore, Ronnie. So I knew from week 3 that I'm going to do this again, because I felt like I want to make this a lifestyle. I want my children to benefit from it. That's probably a new thing for me in terms of how, you know, how do I get my children to live this lifestyle, because it's important.
Yeah.
And maybe I will have the 6-pack, because I had a joke when I had to share my first picture on the left. I was really embarrassed, and I said to my friend, I said to Anna, look, did you go topless? Because, you know, a few people are doing it, a few people aren't. And he goes, look, bro, if you do it, you'll commit to it and you'll see the difference. And I was like, okay, just do it. But I made a bit of a joke out of it. I had a picture of Daniel Craig coming out of the sea with a 6-pack. And I said, guys, this is what I'm going to aim for, you know. And honestly, it was a joke. It was just a bit lighthearted to take the, you know, the attention away from me. But I've gone from this Ganesha to Hanuman look. And I feel like I can aim for this 6-pack if I want it or not. You know, it's an aspiration, but I do believe I can do it, rather than before it was a joke and, you know, just put it on for fun. So that's been my journey so far. I think I'm, you know, just beginning. I had a lot of fun. I had to work hard, and hopefully, you know, you can see the results of that.
Amazing, amazing. Darpan's got a little surprise for us at the end as well. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna have these guys have been very creative in their 90 days. So stay tuned and be around to have a listen to what they've created for us. There's some amazing comments coming in. Congratulations to each of the Soulful Warriors. You guys rock. Gurjit is on. She says, I've been pipping you to be a coach, Darpan. But they're encoring, and look out for part 2 where we're going to have the real Daniel Craig. Please stand up. Preeti says, amazing guys. Go Soulful Warriors. Hema Pandey says, the best thing I ever did was join FITBANKER. My mental and physical health have been the best they've ever been. Grateful for this community and what it's given me. Hema Pandey, somebody who's commenting there, is somebody I think who has probably now, if I'm not mistaken, she'll have to tell me, I think about 15 lives in her world have been inspired and have taken on this journey as well. She's like another silent but violent Anoli in the background, is inspiring many. So well done, Hema, as well. All right, let's crack on, guys. Thanks for sharing that, Darpan, and I hope you guys listening in heard a bit about you. And I would the one word I would remove from your vocab, Darpan, is maybe. Is that maybe I'll get that 6-pack? Like, just make it non-negotiable. Like, play all out, right? And Coach Rishi is getting there, and we're going to be seeing his as well. All right. Talking about you know, inspiration and your connection with Chinmaya, we have up next the amazing Miral, who's doing this and has been doing this program all the way from India. Welcome, Miral. So Miral, first things first, tell me, did you, in your before and your after photo, for your after photo, did you get a longer t-shirt? How come it's going lower?
No, I made a point of using the same t-shirt from the beginning to the end. But I wanted to get a second photo. I tried to find a smaller t-shirt and tried a photo in that. But like, it's still loose. I have to get some new clothes when the lockdown's over.
There we are. Exactly. Lockdown means, you got to upgrade your wardrobe twice. I had to do that through my transformation. I remember when I went from size 40 to 36, I thought, this is it. It can't get any better than that. And I bought everything new and I chucked out the old stuff. And then I'm like, what? I just wasted all that money. So my advice is shop at H&M or Primark if you're in the UK, because, that first wardrobe is always just a transition wardrobe. So, it allows you to not damage the pocket too much. But Miral, tell us about this. When you joined, take me back to what were some of your hesitations? What were some of your concerns? You met me live in flesh, in person in India, and you weren't inspired. But then you saw Anoli's interview, and then what happened?
Yeah, so basically, I think the whole journey was a bit of a meant to be right place, right time. So one thing you don't know, and actually I think only Anoli knows this, is that so lockdown, just to set the scene, lockdown's on. I've just gone back to the ashram after having spent a year with my mum in Pune city. And one of the Swamis is visiting. And as Swamiji is leaving, he said to me, Miral, you need to do something about your health, your weight, right? He goes, only for health reasons, nothing else, but for your health. And the week he said that to me, 2 days later, I saw Anoli's interview. And Anoli's my bestie. And there were things in that interview which even I wasn't fully aware of, which she came up with. And I was just completely blown away by that interview. So immediately I got onto the phone to her, and my concerns were because I'm in the middle of an ashram, which is like 1.5 hours outside a city. And how am I going to do this? Because all my meals are made for me and so forth. So then we talked. So a lot of the logistical problems were an issue, and mentally, just despite being in an amazing place, I wasn't in a great place mentally, even though I'd just come back and had a change and had space to myself and all the sort of great things that are in Vibhuti. So I was just lacking in energy, basically. And between yourself, the conversation I had with you and Anoli, I signed up. And it was amazing. Like the first 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, I was in the ashram doing the program. And I was just full of beans, and absolutely everyone noticed. And things just kind of worked out. I had to make changes, but I was okay with it. It was like I signed up to it, and things just kind of started happening to make it possible to do the program. And I had an amazing group of people that I was kind of doing this program with. So yeah, that's where I was. And back in Pune city, I went through a bit of a dip, and thanks to the Soulful warriors, I kept my momentum going and completely smashed last week in terms of what I wanted to achieve.
Amazing. Amazing, 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 Miral. Thank you so much for trusting your gut and taking this program on, for being inspired, for allowing yourself, as a human being watching this, guys, you have to actually allow yourself to be inspired by another, because the job of the ego is twofold, which is, oh, I can do it solo, or they don't understand what I'm dealing with. Like, you might relate to yourself as, I lack something, I don't have something, I have it hard, I don't have the circumstances. This is somebody in an ashram who eats in a communal hall, like you're in college or university, who doesn't dictate, per se, the menu so much. And that's where she started off, right? And midway through, there's been a shift, and she's moved. Is it to mom's place you moved to?
Yeah, in the city, Pune.
In the city in Pune.
And again, the dynamics are different there. Yeah.
Yeah. And so whatever your background, whatever your environment, whatever the people around you, and whichever country you're in, and your access to ingredients or supplements or lack thereof, this is still something that's doable if you understand certain principles of food, you understand principles of your body. And then we look at the 5 pillars, which is nutrition, exercise, sleep, mind-body connection, and relationships. Relationships are a big part that impact our emotional state, and then impact our biology, which impacts our physiology. So, really awesome that Miral, you were inspired by another. Tell me the one thing that you spoke of that I want you to just share a bit more about is how relevant and what was the role of your team around you, the Soulful Warriors? What's the power of doing this with a team?
I can't even put it into words. It just completely shifts your perspective. Like, I find that everyone will go through ups and downs. When you're going through your ups and downs yourself, you kind of can get lost in your head. When you have a team, and then there's that energy, and everyone's aiming for the same thing, and everyone's working towards understanding the nutrition and facing their own barriers when it comes to things like exercise and everything, you kind of just pull each other together. And this team just has an amazing energy behind it. Every single person contributes to that energy. So you really, and obviously, like, we also have the March group challenges group to kind of tap into, but you almost don't feel the need with this team. Everyone is just constantly contributing in this team. So yeah, just amazing. And last week, I personally both saw and experienced that come into place in terms of what we went on to achieve.
Yeah, last week was what? The step challenge? Is that what you're referring to? Or the final results?
Yeah. Both step challenge and final results. Because I've seen the shifts that team have made from 75 to 90.
Yeah. Tell us in the step challenge, what was accomplished? Because I hear you did slightly more than about 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah. So basically, Rishi put out an invite for us to do 1 million steps for the week. And what the team doesn't know is that he basically challenged me to raise the tempo in the team to reach this 1 million. And I was like, how am I going to do this? I can barely do 10K most days. With the heat here, it's quite difficult to just kind of get through the day sometimes. So exercise can be my weak point on that front, and particularly cardio. So then, and resistance. But he basically threw that challenge out to me, and I decided, right, I'm going to do this. So I got this spreadsheet together, and we had this chat in our last week's team call. And what I found was, so everyone's in different circumstances. Not everyone could commit to doing what would work out as 20K roughly per person. So I decided after our Sunday call that I would take up 25K to balance things out. And so I just decided to do it. And then what happened was, like, I think it was Jagruti who did like 33K on Saturday. And but then she was ill on Monday. So like, I was like, I'm going to go and do this 33K. So I did 35K to try and help her out. And the momentum just went. And it was always like this. One person would be feeling like something had come up, but another person would make up the steps. And we just kept going. And then suddenly on Friday night, it all just came together, and every single person pulled some phenomenal number of steps. And yeah, we hit over 1 million steps as the team.
Amazing. Yeah,
But you
1 million steps
every single day. But you were tracking that every single day, Miral, and you created a spreadsheet and you were tracking cumulative numbers. Yeah. And every day you were like, this is where we are, this is where we need to be, what's the gap, what do we need to do? And you were so on top of it, and that is what has caused this.
Amazing. I mean, Miral, that's the team and people listening in 7 days, they made as a team. So we're talking of 1, 2, Rishi, does that include your steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. 7 people in 7 days did 1,006,684 steps. Miral individually as an individual is the highest, did 206,000 steps, 206,236. That's what Miral did. Like, that is exceptionally phenomenal. And what happens with your group dynamic is that the group tempo, there's a saying by Jim Rohn that we are the average of the 5 people we surround ourselves with most. And you as 7 people really upgrade the individual average, because the team average upgrades the individual performance, which is just so awesome. All right, I could go on chatting with you guys because you've all caused amazing stuff. I do need to move on so we can share other results. Woohoo! From 7-Eleven to 7-Eleven, and the difference in between was 747. Radha, where are you? Unmute yourself.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, 747 turned, 7-Eleven turned to 747. Yeah, which means a lot on this program for those who are going to join. Yeah.
Awesome. So talk to us. You lost 30 pounds.
That's right. Yeah, 30 pounds. And I will say that, so just to answer your question, Ronnie, the sort of beginning state of where I was when I also was inspired by Anoli's interview. Anoli is my cousin, and we live on different parts of the world. I'm in Canada, of course, in Toronto, and Anoli's in the UK. And a very similar to Miral's story that, it was a few days before I sort of, I've had this before, but dealing with pre-diabetes, which for, of course, like many East Indians is, is always a concern. And I sort of had a doctor's appointment, and the doctor was like, okay, you're like really going to be close now to just start sort of what they call lifetime meds. And I saw Anoli's interview, and that was, one concern. And then also have two young kids, and you just want to be able to get control of your health and well-being, because you want to live, as optimally as you can for your family and for your children. And I used to have a saying, I used to say this to my husband all the time, because we have two young kids close together, and we had them a bit later in life, I guess you can say. And I used to say, you have to just be alive till 5, because it was like, once they turn 5, I think this whole thing's just going to become easier. And it's like, one of them turned 5, I was like, well, no, we have to like be alive till like, you can have it in your head, and you're always sort of thinking like, just get over the diaper stage, or get over this stage or that stage. But that's the reality of life. There's so many stages, and we just have to be in our optimal health. And honestly, Anoli got us there. We're so grateful to you, Ronnie, and Ambika, for starting this program. And then I guess you can say, like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's the rest is history, but like I feel that there's no going back now, so it's just been so amazing.
Awesome. It's been awesome having you on. I'm so grateful that you mentioned that you're from Toronto, because I was saying, here's another American in the house. I was about to say that. So I'm grateful you were first. And what's really awesome, she spoke about her husband. Her husband, guys, stay tuned for this. This is what she got. She got a brand new husband in her 90 days. and he is the new male record holder. He lost 25 kilos. Whew. 25 kilos in 90 days, right? That's 55 pounds, right? He's lost in 90 days. And what I really want to acknowledge you both, like you say, just like Ambika and I, we also became parents in our mid to late 30s. And I'm still planning on Ambi being pregnant in the 40s, but she doesn't know yet. But so that's what we're planning. But what I really get from what you're saying and what you're sharing is, when you talk about we just got to be alive till 5, and you think about that longer term game, subconsciously, all of us, we form a subconscious level of like how long we're going to live based on the community and people around us that we see, sometimes our parents, sometimes our grandparents. And in my family, I got to cause that generational interrupt, because my dad, whose well-being wasn't well, took on his health at the age of 70. And at 71, got off medication, reversed his high BP, high cholesterol. And now he's 76, he's 30 kilos lighter, and he's training for Kilimanjaro. And when Darpan shared earlier that the boys on their team connected, and what they had in common was that they've all lost their dads, I really got connected to what you guys have done, and what Radha and Vijay have done is you interrupt a generational trend, because you get to be more dad, you get to be more mom, and you get to be around for longer, more healthier, more optimal.
It's such an inspirational.
Yeah, more energetic, more stronger for those around you, which is just so amazing. Like, I really acknowledge you people, that you're the generation that chose to draw a line under what continues and we think is the norm. And thank you for creating the new normal. So super
Yeah,
well
and
done,
I
Radha.
just would say, yeah, I would just say, like, for those who hear about the step challenge and all that, we're sort of in the zone, and that's in our 90 days. But there's just really livable solutions. You can have young kids, you can have a strong job, you can have so many different things going on in your life. But this program, Ronnie, has really given me and VJ, my husband, livable solutions that I believe are sustainable for us and for anyone who is willing and considering the program. That's what I would say. Yeah, and that's the absolute truth.
Awesome, awesome. So having you on, Radha, really, really inspired by you two guys, the way you've operated as a couple. Also, I just want to acknowledge you guys that I think in many ways you had questions at the start, you got it, like any uncertainty, you got it, and then you just ran with it. Like there wasn't, unless something I'm unaware of inside the team, but you guys really were very simplistically and simply in action. And especially Vijay, just quietly there, sitting on his last Friday night surgery, and then he drops a bomb on us when he posts his after photo through the journey. So really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, our teams are coaches. You know, Rishi here for me. Our teams are coaches. Like, have just helped us all the way through.
All right, awesome, awesome, so cool. Anoli, I'm going to come to you in a second because I think we've had a number of people acknowledge them being inspired by you. But let me just see who we've got here before we get onto the coach. Anoli, anything you want to quickly share? As I'm just going to pull up yours because you've inspired a number of people here. Hearing what you've seen is possible and you shared your journey, I'd love to hear if there's anything you want to add or say to those guys that were inspired by you.
Gosh, when I did this interview with you, I didn't really think beyond that time of what would happen. And we just took it as a conversation between ourselves. And the response and the continued response so many months later has been immense. And to see like transformation after transformation from people, especially in this March challenge, but I've had friends who've joined before and who are joining now and in the up and coming challenge. It's just so inspiring to see what can be done. And the photos and what everybody has said speaks for itself, but I just wanted to highlight two things. One is that we can see that in this screen, whatever your life circumstance, you can make it happen. Miral, she didn't have a kitchen at the beginning of her trip. At the second part, she was in lockdown. She didn't have access to outdoor space. Therapin is a father of 3 small children, Radha of 2 little ones. Meenal has shared about fighting blood pressure, which is something that I was doing. Whatever space you're in, please just see that we are, a snapshot of examples of people that have transformed it. And if we can, you absolutely can. And we're a community here to help all of you. And the last thing just to share is that obviously you're seeing 90-day results, and naturally you want to know what happens beyond. But I just wanted to share that I myself have sustained this transformation for over 9 months now. So the photos that you see on the screen, I'm just improving my physique and my muscle mass and all of those types of things. So this is absolutely a very sustainable program and a huge way of life. And I'm just really blessed that my friends, my family, my aunts, my mum, everyone is slowly following a whole new path. And so that Ronnie and Ambi were really grateful. So anyone who's watching, as my photo says, everything is transformable. And if I can do it, if we can do it, I promise you anyone can.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anoli. So awesome to have had you in the community and now really, being a contribution to so many other lives out there. And I want you all to get connected to when we share our journey, there is this cascading effect, which is impacting generations. And you become the source of some kids growing up, having parents and having grandparents, right? Like that's what's happening. You're creating more grandparents, more granddaddy, more grandmama. That's what's being possible because of this. But when human beings at a foundational level can own and take ownership of their health, optimize their health at a physical and mental level, I mean, what kind of human beings and humanitarian contribution are we creating? Because this is the caliber and character of people we're putting out there into the world that have ethic in their daily routine and their lifestyle, and they get to be brighter minds, sharper minds, creative minds for the contribution that we are. So talking of these amazing soulful warriors, we still got a couple more within the team to get to. But first, let's connect to the Soulful Warriors coach, Rishi in the house. Welcome, Rishi. Master Rishi. Rishi, you there?
Yes, thanks, Ronnie. Hey, so yeah, this has been an amazing journey, and I'm conscious of time, so I don't want to take up too much, but I will say a couple of things. I've got bullet points down for. First of all, what Darpan said, yeah, spot on. I think it was interesting, and I never realized this until he mentioned it just now, even though he's mentioned it before, which is the common bond that the guys had in the group was that I think we'd lost our fathers at some stage in our journey, and obviously for me, my dad left the body in 2017. And I was really kind of torn up about that. And this is me in 2018, actually. So that second photo is me in 2018. I'd just been diagnosed with depression. I didn't know it at the time, but 2 years later, I was going to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes as well. And I was just down and out, and I just didn't know what to do. I haven't even told you this yet, Ronnie, but I attempted to do P90X twice.
What?
To attempt to shift this. Yeah, I attempted it. I attempted to do it twice. And both times, first time I got to about day 25, and the second time I got to about day 40. And I just could never complete the 90 days, ever. And the thing that was missing was community. And that is what I have found here at FITBANKER. It is just incredible. And what I have found is that through this journey, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 2020, in March 2020. And I started my own health transformation then. And I came across FITBANKER in August 2020 when I watched an interview with Coach Priti, who is again another amazing superstar coach on the coaching body, and totally inspired me. She was a vegan, and I love that you could do this as a vegan. P90X had nothing in there for vegans, right? So I was inspired, and that you could do this like that. And I just took this on wholeheartedly. I was like, let's make this. First, I called one of my friends who was on the program already. That's Coach Jigs. And I said to him, hey, Coach Jigs, you know, what's this all about? I know you're doing it. And he was like, look, I haven't told anyone yet, but this is epic. So just do it. You'll tear it up and you'll nail it. And so that was it. I signed up after my first masterclass, and we started to cause some transformation. But Ronnie, what I want to say is that this is so important, right? Because the body transformation, and I'm so close now to getting down to single digit fat mass. I'm going to do that in the June challenge. I'm going to push for that. Just to get that physique, just to touch on that, just for a reference point for the mind of what's possible. But what I've really found through this program, through being a part of a FITBANKER, is that the body transformation, for me, it's 5% of this process. 5%. The 95% I've gained that I haven't told anyone about has been this shift that has occurred in my relationships, in my work, in my business, in just the shift that I have had in this relationship that I had with myself that was so toxic. And that is what you see as a result of in that first photo in 2018, when I was just so obese and really overweight. And that really is a result of just a really unhealthy relationship with myself. And what FITBANK has done for me is got me to revisit that relationship and just cause massive change in the mind, which is where everything starts. And where everything is really snowballed for. Getting around these people in the FITBANKER space, first of all, I've got to acknowledge, it wouldn't be right if I didn't acknowledge my ultra elite Spartan coach, Sanjit, who has just been an immense pillar of support for me. And then obviously, he's just been there every single part of the journey for me. And he's always positive. There's never a moment where he's like, we can't do this, or it's not going to happen, or everything is just completely solution oriented. And that's been incredible to be around him. But then obviously he wouldn't be there if you and Umbi weren't there as well. So that's been totally awesome. And I just acknowledge all of you guys. And I'm just, looking forward to this journey of being in the FITBANKER leadership space as a coach, as an assistant head coach now in June. So I just want to say thank you. And that's what you're seeing is what's caused as a result of the shift that I've had at every single layer of my being. And it's just been epic.
Amazing, man. So awesome having you on. I was really hoping we could get through this interview without the S word being mentioned, but it came out. Hunt is also there, and he's also mentioned it in the comments there. So for those of you guys listening in the FitBanker community and challenge, we form teams. Within the teams, they have like a team name, and there's a so-called team of Spartans that historically existed. That's why they make movies about them. They're called epics. They're like history. But now there's the Soulful Warriors who are amazing, and they've caused this awesome transformation. So, but Rishi, be with the acknowledgement of you as an amazing coach. You've really caused, you've really brought a very different dynamic to this team. As a team, you've really inspired these guys. They've shown up. There's been a lot of self-expression. There's been a lot of creativity. Like we say that we alter your relationship to yourself, and people have tapped into. There's been poetry from this challenge. There's been songs from this challenge. There's been amazing videos that came up from you when you were first a participant and part of a team. So really powerful. Okay, that said, I am mindful of time, but you guys have just caused some awesome stuff. Really brilliant that you have shared your journey, Rishi. Over next to the amazing Jagruti Desai. Over to you. Talk to us. Take us back to, tell us about your transformation, first of all, and take us back to where you were before and what inspired you. How did you get into all this?
Okay, hi everyone. So I'll go back to 2019 during my doctor's appointment, and he's like, your thyroid's fine, but you're definitely in a pre-diabetic stage. You need to start changing, otherwise we're going to be starting talking about medication, start taking medication. Then the pandemic happened, and then everything shut down and we were at home. And then my daughter, I have a 7-year-old, and she's like, Mama, let's go do this. Come play with me. And I'll always have an excuse. Let me get this done. And then she once said to me, like, you never have time, or you never have the energy to do anything with me. So that really struck home. And then my husband was like, you need to do something, not for your daughter, for me. We need you to be here much longer. So that pushed me, and he was working out with a trainer, and he was like, just have one session and see how that goes. So I started with the trainer last year in August, and it was going good, but I was still not at 100%. And then I was still getting angry. A lot of triggers were coming up. And then I attended Ambika's masterclass on healthy relationships. And I checked so many boxes, and I immediately signed up. Meanwhile, I've been following everyone that has transformed on the 90-day challenge. I've been following you for 6 years. So I've seen everyone's transformations. I've been wanting to join it, but there were things holding me back. I'm like, he's going to make me become a vegetarian. He's going to stop me eating eggs. I'm like, I don't think I can do that. I was like, no, I'm not going to sign up for that. Maybe I need to lose, 5 pounds or 10 kilos before I go, because, doesn't everyone do that? You have to share your pictures. So all that was holding me, and I was like, I'm not going to sign up. And then I did the Healthy Relationships program in January, and I learned so much, and I grew, and I'm like, I'm only stopping myself. There's no one else stopping me. And I saw Vieira's interview, and immediately I was like, that's when I contacted you and I signed up, and I've not looked back. It's been amazing. Yeah, you can go to a trainer, you can go to, Orange Theory, you can do all the classes, but the community and the tribe that's there and the energy, that's what's been driving me. I was only able to do like probably an hour worth of exercise every day. Now I push myself, I can do 3 hours a day, but it's this whole Soulful Warriors, like the energy, like the Sunday morning calls, or like the energy that I needed, all the deep dives, all the webinars. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much, but just all this energy out there. So it's been amazing. I had my doctor, I think halfway through challenge, I had my doctor's appointment, and he's like, whatever you're doing, I want you to continue. You're no longer pre-diabetic. So that was a huge thing. My daughter is like, yeah, Mama, you're so much more energetic. I'm going to start playing tennis. I'm like, yeah, that's on my vision board. My husband used to keep pushing me. Finally, now he's like, I felt like I was inspiring you, but now he's like, you were the one who's inspiring me to do better. So he started to certain aspects. He's already doing what I've been doing in terms of diet. I don't want to say diet. It's a lifestyle change. Like when people say, oh, are you done with your diet? I'm like, what diet? No, this is a lifestyle change. It's not things are going to stay. I've learned so much, and this is going to be part of our normal lifestyle now. So it's not a diet. It's just the beginning of what we should have been doing. Only regret I have is I should have signed up a long time ago. So anyone listening, don't let it hold you back. Just do it. Attend the masterclass or reach out to any of us. You can do it, and just there's so much. You learn so much. And my husband, I want him to join, not because he needs to lose weight or anything like that, but he needs to focus on his sleep and the mind-body connection. Like, there are other things that I think he can benefit from. So that's what I'm pushing him to join. So there's just so much. It's just not the nutrition or the weight. I feel like younger, alive. We have to use one word, just alive and happy. You know, I get up happy, you know, and the tribe is, if you had asked me this 6 months ago, like, you know, you're going to connect with all these people all over the world, I'm like, and not met them, I'm like, hell no, this is not going to happen. But, you know, I've been proven wrong. Like, I feel like I have this family outside of people that I meet every day. So thank you to the whole team. Like, our team has been amazing. So thank you. And thank you, Ronak, for you going through what you went in your life and then birthing this FITBANKER family, and Ambika for doing the healthy relationships. You guys have changed my life in many, many ways. Thank you.
Oh, Jagu, so moved by your share. Thank you so much. It's just such a privilege. I love having you on this challenge. I've loved your participation. I've loved reconnecting with you, Jagu. And thank you for being inspired by, you know, Ambi's healthy relationship, taking that on. For those of you that are listening in, healthy relationships, like we say, one of the 5 pillars of transformation is our relationships. And there's a program called Healthy Relationships where we really go to town and work on, you know, the first relationship that we have is with ourselves. And in FITBANKER Challenge, we're working on 3 relationships, which is your relationship to food, your relationship to exercise, and your relationship to yourself. And we go to mastery level on the Healthy Relationships program, which, for anyone that's interested or has been inspired by what Jagu said about that, there is Healthy Relationships. The new cohort starts this week. It's an amazing program to start to alter and empower your relationship with you. And then when you really get your self-worth, then you're like, this is why my health matters. This is why I want to pursue and do what I do or what I'm passionate about. And people get connected to, and I'm sure we're going to see Jagu go through that journey where even what we may do career-wise or business-wise or whatever we do in our life that makes a difference and puts our mark is driven and connected to our relationship to ourselves. Our passion comes out there. Again, you're another one on this challenge who's reversed lifestyle disease. So awesome to hear that. And Rishi, as a coach, implementing this program, building this team together, having people show up, you want to really get connected to in 90 days. And you want to ask yourself, and people will think about this is a very interesting statistic. And with all love and all due respect to the medical profession, how many medical doctors, how many GPs would you think or know have actually reversed a lifestyle disease in 90 days? Majority of them may have put a patient on medication, but not necessarily reversed. They've got to keep them alive on the medication. And in 90 days, we have here people who've reversed it. High BP, diabetes, and this has happened across the program. And that's something that we're really committed to. And we do think that what we exist is people discover optimal health through education, not medication. But we've just never been taught this. And this is what we want to bring into mainstream and how we're going to reach 1 billion lives. Hopefully this is going to be in government one day. Hopefully this is going to be in school curriculum one day. Hopefully this will be part of corporate training one day, so that, you know, I'm saying hopefully now. 6 years ago, when I did my transformation, I said, hopefully I'll create something out of this, like a program. And here we are, you know, close to 600 lives later that have gone through this in-depth training globally. So really grateful you guys have joined the FITBANKER family, and thank you for, you know, inspiring others to do the same. Yeah, so moved by your share, Jagu. Thank you so much for sharing and being part of this journey, and looking forward to welcoming Jay into the FITBANKER family too. So go get him with that villain after this. I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. Up next is we have the amazing. There we are, Money. Where you at? Let's hear this amazing human being's journey. What he has caused. Money, you've gone from 69.2 to 54.4. About 15 kilos of you has disappeared, and you weren't even that heavy in the first place.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'll just start with a quote actually from John Lennon. He famously said, and I used this at the beginning, a dream you dream alone is a dream, but a dream you dream together is a reality. And that essence of togetherness, that essence of unity and community is where the journey is, where the journey continues. And that's what FITBANKER essentially is about. It's a journey, it's about unity, it's about community. And yeah, I look at the figures, and to be honest, I was trying to get to 62 kgs. Everyone knows that, and I don't know how I got there. Well, it's all through the Soulful Warriors and the support. But I think for me, the journey started with Coach Rishi. I knew him as Rishi before. He's Coach Rishi, or Grandmaster Coach Rishi now. But he invited me in September, but last September, I wasn't ready. And again, we met up for a jamming session online in February. And he again invited me, and I attended a masterclass in February. And then immediately I joined. And again, I've never looked back. I did the program, and Rishi kept on telling me trust by design, trust by design. And I wondered what he meant by that before the program. And through the program, I wondered. And then and now obviously at the end of the program, I can see the design. Ron, this is to you, and Ambika is perfect. I filled out my questionnaire yesterday, feedback, and that's what I said. Every essence of it it's a holistic program, like a lot of my participants mentioned. It's not about diet, it's not about exercise. And I agree with what Coach Rishi said. You know, the weight loss, the physicality is 5 to 10%. For me, in 90 days, essentially, I found myself. That's who I found. I'd actually lost myself. And one of my greater whys was I've been single for a long time, and was wanting to find a life partner and find love. And I put it up in the group share today. In 90 days, I did find love. I have that self-love, this appreciation for me. I found money. And I've unleashed a realm of creativity that was there, but again, through the coach, to the team, to everyone. Yeah, it was just unleashed. I've written 2 songs. I've written about 10 or more poems, and I've just connected with an essence of creative spark that's just latent. And essentially, it's the weight that I had to deal with, but essentially it's the past that I had to deal with, and I did deal with, and I've come out much stronger. And for me, I say I'm lighter, brighter, and happier. And forever indebted to obviously Ron and Amika for starting it. But my link to that is my brother, Coach Rishi, who I know for the last 15 years. I followed him through so many journeys and so many programs, and to see him transform, and to see where he's gone, and to see where he's going. And again, I'm eternally grateful for him.
Amazing, amazing. Mani, it's been so awesome having you on right from when you joined. Your creative poems coming through, the inspiration from this group has been really awesome. And when we can, our body, guys, everyone wants to get your body, and something we talk about, the mind-body connection. Your body is a form of self-expression. When we're young, if we go through some kind of trauma or heartache, like somebody breaks our heart, cheats on us, abuses us, passes away on us, and we get really close to them, what happens at a subconscious level in our younger years, from like 0 to 7, we form what's called a vasana in Vedic terms. And it's like a decision is made, which is I'll never let anyone get close to me. Sometimes that translates into our physicality. And the physicality says, I will form a particular physique, and this is happening subconsciously, which will be such that I am not going to allow people to get too close to me or attractive to me, or I'll have a physique that it creates some form of fear, or sends out a signal or message of don't get too close to me. Sometimes we do that in maybe putting scary tattoos on us, or our physique or shape is one that don't get too close to me. And I think all of us go through some form of that. Like if you're bullied or you had heartache, etc. And what we do on the 90-day challenge is when you really get connected to you, when you really get connected to your internal self-love and your internal power, then there is nothing there. There's no barriers that we need to create. And so the body becomes a form of self-expression. So when you hear people have poems coming out, or songs are being created, or other forms of creativity, or video, or they even change career, and in some cases get into a relationship because they found themselves, the body as a byproduct of that self-expression also alters its state. And I want you guys to remember that one thing I'm getting from this is how many of you have known of FITBANKER? Someone invited you, you'll think about it, you'll follow them, you took your time, and some of you 6 years. Like when you're inviting somebody or sharing your journey with someone, be, as we say, consistent and be persistent as well in standing for those human beings, right? Because it's just a conversation that can alter another human's life. And so awesome to hear that, Money. Talking about your creativity.
Ronnie, just before we wrap up and we go to Darpan, I just want to say as well, like, I just acknowledging that the program is incredible, because I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. The first thing that I do when I have a major lifestyle problem, the first person I reach out to always, that's always been there for me, is actually my martial arts instructor. It's Master Keith Banfield. He's an incredible individual. He told me exactly what to do. He told me which books to read, and he connected me with some very powerful people who really helped me to kind of get this condition in check. That took me back to pre-diabetic. When I came onto FITBANKER, that is when my doctor was shocked and didn't believe the blood test and sent me back to repeat the blood test because he couldn't believe the numbers that I'd achieved in terms of my blood sugars. And that was really the turning point for me in my life, is the FITBANKER system of living that has really shocked the GP into thinking, whoa, was this really true? Let me retest this.
Amazing. So powerful to really get that you can own that. And my view of well-being or health before this was like, when people ask me, what are you doing about your health? I'll be, I got amazing insurance. You know, I've moved to the UK because guess what? There's universal healthcare. There's this thing called NHS. That's not called taking care of your health. That's still not being responsible and having a dependency on some external body or entity. And on this program, it's all about bringing and developing that leadership, which is a big part of what we do. And Rishi, as you acknowledge, Keith is on, Keith is watching, is tuned in. I want every one of you to go and check out the comments on this live and get connected to some of the powerful comments that have come there for you. Mani, was there something you wanted to say? Or
yeah, lastly, again, I started with a quote about Lenin, and Lenin for me is love and peace. And the quote is essentially about community, and this group, the Soulful Warriors, there's a direct link with my transformation, and I've said that, and I will say that again and again, a direct link with my transformation with this group and these group of people, Rishi, Darpan, Meenal, Miral, Jagruti, and my buddy Radha. It's been absolutely amazing. When you, as everyone said, when you have a blip, these are the people that pick you up. And we've all had these flips and jumps and bumps, and they all were there to pick me up. And I could never ever have done this without them. So huge love and to all of you. Thank you.
Awesome, Mani, since you talk about the team and raving on about the Soulful Warriors, and so did Jagu, are you, both Mani and Jagu and the rest of you, are you ready to say bye to this team as you go into the new challenge?
No.
We can't.
We try to stay together, but
we try to stay together.
We will stay together.
It's time to spread that magic and start to sprout these other groups like Rishi's done, which is awesome. All right, that's it, guys. Yeah. We spoke about creativity. We've gone on for a while. This has been an awesome conversation. I could go on. It could be a whole day's event. But Darpan, we hear some of the creativity. In addition to Mani's poems, is a song came out of this, which anybody watching, search for the name of the song, even on Instagram stories. It's available there. You can add it to any photos that you put on your story. You can add it to Instagram Reels. Darpan, over to you.
Thanks, Ronnie. So guys, just a bit of background. This song is called Soulful Warriors. It's our theme song. And credit goes to Mani for not only, I think he had the preference for Soulful Warriors as a team name. I think I was Happy Smiling Warriors. Nobody liked that one. And then Mani kept coming out with his poetry. He kept coming out with his song lyrics. And some of the guys knew about my history, and I said, guys, I only work alone. It's been a long time. And then actually I got connected to myself in this program. I got connected to my music again, and just overnight something came to me, and I shared it with the team. Guys, what do you think about this? And they liked it. And that's how the song came together. So written by Mani, inspired by everyone. I won't go into the detail, but every instrument on the recorded version has someone's signature on it, including you, Ronnie. So this song is dedicated to everyone on this call.
And it's also available on all music platforms as well, right, Darpin?
Yeah, that's right. Just whatever you use, whether you pay for it, you don't pay for it, just go and look up Soulful Warriors and enjoy it for what it is. Every lyric, every line is inspiring, not a shred of negativity. And that's what's amazing about the song. And hopefully that's reflected in us as a team and what this challenge has given us. So without further ado, enjoy the song. Soulful warrior rising strong, rising high to meet the sun. Find our path of love and light. Search inside, we take our flight. We share our love, make our peace. Journey ahead, live our dreams. Faith and love, self-belief, self-belief. We are the warriors, soulful warriors. Love in our hearts and faith on our breaths. We stand for truth as we journey ahead. So as we roll, as we smile and we soar, beyond this of time we reach self-blind. The truth revealed, the veil is clear. Standing tall, we share our dreams. Reach for the stars to who we are. Struggles and pain, never complain. Striving for goals, energy flows. Energy flows, energy flows, this energy flows. We are the warriors, soulful warriors. Love in our hearts and faith on our breaths. We stand for truth as we journey ahead. So here as we roll, as we smile and we soar. We are the warriors, we are the warriors, we are the warriors, we are the warriors. Just lift your soul. Yeah, warriors, soulful warriors. Love in our hearts and faith on our breaths. We stand for truth as we journey ahead. So as we roll, as we smile and we soar, we gotta lift your soul, gotta lift your soul, lift your soul, gotta lift your soul, gotta lift your soul, gotta lift your soul, gotta lift your soul. Gotta lift your soul, 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 gotta lift
go.
Awesome.
Amazing.
And the
Darpan.
Warriors.
Okay.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Amazing. Amazing, 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 Darpan. So awesome, so awesome. Such amazing creativity and self-expression, and the body, the physical form, the gross level in which we exist as matter is just a byproduct of that internal state. So thank you so much for taking this on. Guys, it's been a lovely interview. Thanks, Soulful Warriors, for letting me join your coaching call time. And thank you, Anoli, as well, for seeing this. Thank you, Sanjit, as well. I should have had Sanjit join this interview. He's been watching on live. That S word was created. You created this other guy who's also using the S word in his new name. And
Sanjit Spartans.
so,
Ronnie,
well,
just one thing.
yeah.
You know, you asked earlier if we stay together. You just heard the spirit of the Soulful Warriors in that song. So this is not something you can break up. We may get into different teams for June. This spirit will continue forward. So we will spread them and sprinkle the magic for you.
Amazing, amazing. So you guys have just been awesome. To Coach Rishi and to the all Soulful Warriors, you get my thank you, my pranayam, my bowing down to you guys. You guys have been amazing, true inspiration. Thank you for the inspiration that you are. Really, really have loved being on this journey with you guys, watching you guys, and you've been very hard to ignore. Like, you can't not notice you guys in a challenge. You've been on showing up everywhere, on surgeries, on webinars, on social media. Thank you for causing an awesome shift. Thank you for being that awesome spark in this challenge. On that note, guys, anyone and everyone that's tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to find out more about the FitBanker challenge, you can go to the website fitbanker.com. If you want to sign up to the challenge starting on 7th June, leap right in fitbanker.com/go. But if you want to drop into a sample classroom, see what it's like, this Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time, I've put the link in the comments. I've pinned the comment on this live on Facebook. Register at bit.ly/FBX90MC. FBX90MC. So FitBanker Challenge 90 Masterclass, FBX90MC. Join in, register, and come on to ask any questions you have, get a sense of what the community is like, or the program is like. And for all of you that are on, please take time to go back on this live where it's streamed. There's so many comments there. There are some questions there. So there's some acknowledgements there. I think Hema says, absolutely blown away by this interview. So many positive comments there, guys. Please take time to go and receive that acknowledgement from everyone that's been inspired by you. And if there's anyone you want to tag or recommend to watch this, please do share this with them. It'll be a while. We'll have this video uploaded on YouTube and on Facebook for you to share externally as well. So from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you so much. And just, lovely having you guys on this journey.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye for now, guys. If you stay on, I'm just gonna stop the stream, and then we will wrap up in a second.